Yo dudes, it's Dokkan time, and today we're going to be doing the how-to build for STR Kefla. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late here to the party on this, but I wanted to just make sure we get this how to build out as soon as possible. Baby time, you know. So what you see on the screen right now is you see Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, you see right above my head, right here, the build that I'm suggesting. Now, you're probably a little confused as to why I'm suggesting that, and this is just one of like many builds. There are a couple different ways you can build this unit. Personally, I'm probably going to lean more towards probably kind of a crit-in additional. That's probably what I'm going to personally go more towards, and the main reason for that is just that I want the additionals, I want the stacking, but I also want the damage really badly. I don't think she needs dodge because she already has built-in dodge. But I can 100% understand that because she already has like built-in triple supering, that you would want to just take advantage of the fact that, you know, she can crit, then she's doing loads of damage while triple supering, while freaking stacking, and then the increased in dodge just gives a second proc possibility of dodging outside of her already like 70% chance. So if that's all you wanted to know, then by all means, thank you for watching and have a good day and good night. But if you want to get into the nitty gritty, you want to know some more details as to why you should build her that way, then let's continue on. So Kefla in her base state greatly raises attack. She raises defense, she lowers defense. She's got a whole bunch of defense and attack on super, and that goes for the rest of her transformation. So you're going to want to make sure to not put her in slot 1. She might have built-in dodge, but I just wouldn't. I'm not a betting man enough to throw a unit that's got like maybe 200 or 300k defense pre-super into slot 1 just because she has a coin flip to dodge. I'm not willing to do that. But she can hit like 10 million attack stat turn 1 on a 200% team. If you have a Rainbow Kefla, you know, majority, if not all of her links active, I mean, she can look very good. Turn 1 even. Her defense might not look as good. Let's go look at Halvard's stats for her. In base form, she's yeah, only 235 start a turn defense. That's not good enough. So yeah, definitely not a slot 1 unit. Post super with the 6 key spheres obtained. So Halvard has it where she can do a triple super. There is a chance she can triple super if you put in the additional, obviously, but it's not guaranteed. You're guaranteed the double super though in her base state. You're guaranteed that. So you're guaranteed the 752k defense after double supering. So that is something to keep in mind, but that's also with a mandatory 6 key spheres. She really wants an orb changer, at least on the team, you know, try to set things up. I'm not really sure of a partner because I would prefer to keep the LR KFC girls with AGL Berserk Kale. So I don't really know exactly what partner I would put with her. In all honesty, aside from the ability to stack, Kefla kind of feels like a floater in a way, at least on the Universe 6 team. I don't know, she's probably fine on her own with whoever she's linked with, as long as it's Universe 6 girls or something, but yeah, I'm not really sure of her exact link partner other than the other AGL transforming Kale if you're running a double Kale lead. But anyways, moving on from that, let's go back and check out her Super Saiyan form. Nothing changes in the super except for greatly lowering defense now. Still gets majority of her attack and defense on super. She does get a 50% chance to dodge with 2 or more key spheres specifically. That's pretty good. You know, the 2 key spheres is easy to obtain. You get another 50% defense with 4 or more key spheres. So you're pretty much, yeah, you're getting a good amount out of this. And then launch an additional attack with 6 or more key spheres. So when she goes Super Saiyan, the defense is looking a little bit better. So let's ignore the possibility of not getting 6 key spheres, because if you can't get 6 key spheres, you're not going to be having a high enough defense. Super Saiyan Kale will pop out on turn 3 or on turn 5. If you have her on turn 1, That means her second appearance will be turn 3. I think that's a comfortable enough spot where this is survivable right now for a decent amount of content in the game. Not necessarily 9th anniversary, but she's still survivable. But you really want to start hitting that 1 million defense margin now. It's not really a question any longer. So, but moving on. With 6 key spheres, you're guaranteed 1 million defense because you'll get that additional attack in, so long as you don't kill the enemy beforehand, you know? So that is something to keep in mind. You can hit 1 million defense on double super. Obviously, you can go a little higher if the additional manages to proc, but I'm not guaranteeing that one. So, yeah, let's look at Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Once again, majority of her stats are on super and collecting key spheres, so not exactly the best slot 1 unit. She has a 50% chance to dodge now, like just straight up. You don't need to collect the right amount of key spheres, she'll just have that 50% chance. She gets another 160 in defense, plus 60% on 2 key spheres. She launches an additional super with 4 key spheres, and then she launches another additional super, and chance of performing a crit, and chance of baiting enemies' attack, plus 20% with 6 or more key spheres. So, couple things to note here. We'll go look at her stats. When she transforms Super Saiyan 2 Kale, she's looking a lot better. 6 key spheres, triple super pretty much guaranteed so long as you don't kill the enemy. 1.2 million. That's very good. Obviously, she's not going to survive like a 2 million super attack coming at her, but that's fine. Global status wise right now, I would say she can pretty much live a good amount of attacks. I think she would be mostly fine. Outside of like, you know, no, she could probably survive Fusion Zamasu right now from the red zone. I think she could live because she has type advantage on the last phase. I think she could still live potentially. I don't know the exact logistics of that. If she managed to triple or quad super specifically from the hidden potential, then she definitely can survive. But yeah, 1.5 million defense max possible. That's very good. That's very good defense. Mind you, you have to super 4 times for it. But the one thing I wanted to talk about here is the last part. This is it, and then I'm gonna say my last words, and we'll be done. The last part of her passive is a little finicky. So that critical hit in there, that critical hit is separate from your hidden potential proccing. The dodge, however, goes into the high chance to dodge that she has right here. So the general rule of thumb is, so long as it's not happening during actual combat, like you collect key spheres and they're about to launch super attack, as long as the passive isn't requiring you to get hit or dodge or anything like that, then collecting key spheres, when it says add an additional percentage to whatever ability, it actually adds it to that passive's ability. So in this case, she has 70% chance to dodge. In the case of like, let's just go quickly look at them on JP. In the case of Goku here, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, this 7% up here, where is it? Where's that set? It's so hard to find it in here. He's got so much stuff in his kit. In the case of Master Ultra Instinct Goku, plus an additional chance of evading enemies' attack, plus 7% within the same turn of every attack evaded, that is separate. It does not go into the 77% chance to dodge of his passive. It is a separate proc. So theoretically, it should go in order. So if he doesn't dodge with this 77% chance, it'll go into this percentage chance right here every time an attack happens. So if one normal comes at him and he dodges that first normal, then you immediately have this as a backup. You have a 7% chance after that to potentially dodge again. And if you dodge the second attack, it gets increased to 14 and so forth and so on. But if it happens to an attack, hits or goes at him, this doesn't proc it, and then this doesn't proc it, then that means it'll go into the hidden potential dodging. So, but it's because it's happening during combat. If this happened based on key spheres, that would get applied to this because it's before combat. So that's something to remember with a lot of these abilities. With that in mind, we have this 20% chance to critical as well in there. The critical hit has a potential. This does not get added to your hidden potential. It's separate. So it's a separate critical being applied. So 20% is equivalent to a level 10 hidden potential crit. That's what it's equivalent to, because each node of critical is 2%. So a level 1 crit is 2% chance to crit. A level 10 critical in the hidden potential is a 20% chance to crit. A level 20 critical is a 40% chance. A level 30 critical is a 60% chance to crit. So just keep that in mind, that it's a separate chance to crit. It doesn't get applied to your hidden potential. But anyways, the other thing I have to mention is the active skill. The active skill changes Fizz key spheres to STR key spheres. Nothing special in my personal opinion. She needs an orb changer on the team anyways, to regularly be stacking during the turns before she transforms. Attacks effective against all types. I say this every time it pops up. It's not the same as crit. It's not the same as crit. If you're fine with that lower damage number and not being able to pierce defense, by all means, stick with it. That's entirely up to you. Personally, I would rather have the higher damage modifier and the ability to pierce defense. Critical is a 1.9 modifier on their attack. Attacks effective against all types is a 1.5. So you're losing half a percentage of damage. You don't think that's a lot, but the truth is when you can pierce the defenses a lot of the time with the crit, it's irrelevant. Okay? So you just gotta realize that. You gotta realize that crit is always going to do more damage than attacks effective against all types. Immensely a lot more. It just depends on if it goes off. But it is nice to have that, you know, in case she doesn't crit, then it'll be pretty nice for it to go off instead of just a normal spell. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it. I mean, she hits a maximum of 1.5 million defense, probably more average of 1 mil to 1.2 on average for most people if she triples, as long as she triple supers. 70% chance to dodge. I mean, I see a lot of people putting in dodge into her. I can see that, and maybe going for the AA. Personally, I'm going to go for more crit, and then I'll put the rest into additional. And yeah, that's how I'm going to build her personally. But do tell me down in the comments how you're going to build Kefla, or how you're going to change her, or if you're just going to leave her as is. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a good day and a good night.